Morning. I thought I would do a real quick live this morning. I had talked Monday about doing this either live or on video and showing y'all measurements and how to work the big shot. I've got a friend that had asked me some questions again about it, and I told her that I would do this so that it would help her because she can come back to it and refresh, whenever she wants to remember the measurements. Because, we all, until she gets to doing it all the time, us, we can, hey, Joanna and Miranda and Weenie, hey. Thanks. I am just going to do just a quick tutorial on how to use our trimmer and our Big Shot this morning. One of my friends, she's been doing some crafting, and she has been she's one of my paper pumpkin ladies, but she wanted some refresher on how to use the trimmer and the measurements and the Big Shot. So I told her I would do this because this way that she can come back and reference to it, when she needs to, and refresh herself. Yes, it's been a long time, Joanna. I think and pray for you every day. I think about you, and I just hope everything's going well with your knee. And hi, Jeannie Ruby. Hi, Debbie. But anyway, I'm going to start with this. I'm just going to pulled out some random colors here. My card bases are always, well, not always, but almost always Whisper White thick. And I always cut them in half because they are 11.5 by 8.5. So, 11 by 8.5. I don't know why I always want to. Yay, I'm glad it's getting stronger. Woohoo! I always want to say they're 11.5. It's 11 by 8.5. And I always cut it at 5.5. And then I flip it around and put it back in at 4.25. And use my scoring blade then and give it a nice crease. Then all you have to do is fold your paper back, your cardstock rather. Take your bone folder, give it a nice good crease, and you have a card base. Now, not everybody does, most people do A2 size cards, but I'm going to show you another way also, and it's also a A2 card, but it's going to be cut this way. We're going to cut it at 4.25. Then we're going to come down and we are going to score it at 5.5, like that. Now that gives us a card. It's A2 size, just like our other card. See? Same size, but it's long. And a lot of people use it this way. I've seen some use it this way. I've used it this way. I always try to find the spot that whenever I put my thumb right here and it opens smoothly, then that's going to be the front of my card. Doesn't matter which one it is. Whichever one opens smoothly. This one opens smoothly with my thumb there, going this direction. See, and this one does this one. So you can go this way making this card, or you can turn it this way and have a card that opens in this direction. Alrighty. Now, what if you want a 3x3 card? What we're going to do is cut our cardstock at 6 inches. Then we're going to turn it, and I am going to cut it at 3. Then I am going to put it back, use my scoring blade, score it at 3. Now we have a 3x3 card. Very easy, very simple. These are great for tags to go on top of gifts. If you want a little card to go on a gift and you want enough room that you can write on the inside, you can put your papers on this, your layers, just like you do your regular card sizes. It's fine, because I love to make these little cards and put them on a gift, because I like to write a little something, especially if it's just some little special gift. Usually if I have a party to go to or whatever, or shower, I'll make a card for that. Alrighty, now, let's see. Let's cut a layer. I'm going to use this Flirty Flamingo. Say I want to cut a layer for my card. And, hey Jan, hey Kathy. This is my A2. I'm opening it this direction right here. So I want to cut this. I like mine to have either a very small frame around it or a little bit more of a frame. If you have a little bit more of a frame, it's easier to line them up and get them straight. If you have a smaller frame, you have to be a little more cautious with it to get it even. And I'm going to tell you, mine are not always even. I'm going to be honest with it. It's not always even. But that's the beauty of homemade. It's art. Art is not perfect, and it does not have to be perfect. And, so I am going to, I told my friend, since she is really still a beginner, to make her border around her card a little wider. So, on the norm, I would go, since this is 5.5 by 4 1/4, I'm going to do my 5.5 length, excuse me, and I would normally go at 5 3/8. But to make it easier, I told her go to at 5 1/4. So I'm going to show y'all 5 1/4. We flip it around. We're going to come in the same amount, the same spaces. So since my card is 4 1/4 this way, I am going to come in to 4. That's a whole 1/4 of an inch in, just like I did this way. I came a 1/4 of an inch in to 5 1/4. And that will give us a layer with a nice border around it. See? And then sometimes it's just really a lot easier to line that up. Your trimmer and eyes are crooked, Kathy. That's funny. I'm going to tell you what, sometimes I put my paper on there crooked and I think I have it straight, but I don't have it butted up against my little edge here, and it'll be crooked. And I think, well, how in the world did I do that? And I didn't think about it. It's my eyes. My eyes are crooked. Now, I'm going to show y'all how I like to, what I use a whole lot. So we're going to go at 5 3/8, and I'm going to show y'all the difference in this. I'm going to go this way with it. 5 3/8. See, I almost did that because, see, it does not have, it's not all the way over here, but that's okay. I'm going to go just like this, 5 3/8, and I'm going to go 4 1/8 with this. And I'm going to show y'all the difference in the frame around your piece. Okay, I think we'll use this one. Now, see how much smaller that frame is around it because of the fact that we went 1/8 of an inch smaller. So see, that's your difference. So it's preference. Now this 1/4 of an inch smaller on the sides, really it makes it 1/8 of an inch once you get it laid out, because it's total of 1/4 of an inch whole thing. So that's 1/8. So this one really is a 1/16 on each side, but you cut it 1/8 of an inch smaller. This is really pretty whenever you use colored cardstock, because, you know, nothing says that you have to use Whisper White thick cardstock for your card bases. You can use any of our colors, and they make beautiful, beautiful card bases. Okay, now, what if you want to put another layer on here, but you don't want it anywhere near as big as this? I'm going to take a piece of this Whisper White, since we've got this right here. I think I am going to come in about, let's see, we did this one at 5 1/4. I'm going to come into 5. That's already at 5, so I don't have to cut it. And we're going to come 3 3/4 on this side. That makes it that big of a frame. Then I think, okay, I really don't want that small of a frame. I really want it a little smaller. So I think I am going to come in at 3 3/4 on this. So that makes it from 5 1/2 to 3 3/4. That's 3/4 smaller. So I'm going to come in 3/4 smaller on this other side, which will make it from 4 1/4 to 3 1/2. So that is keeping it even on both sides. And look how much bigger your frame is. Now, what I can do with this card is I can stamp on it. I can put anything I want to on it. And then I can angle this piece. I can angle it this way. I can angle it this way. I can stamp a background on this piece of cardstock, angle this one, and it will look super duper nice. And if I wanted to come even smaller, say I want more of this bottom layer, let's say we come down to 4 1/2. Then that makes us 3 1/4 on this side. And look how much smaller that is. Then look when you angle it. Would that not be gorgeous? It's going to make a gorgeous card. If you put some flowers on this, what you could do is stamp this layer in Flirty Flamingo and stamp flowers on it. Take that same flower stamp, stamp your flowers on your Whisper White piece in the Flirty Flamingo. The Flirty Flamingo on the Flirty Flamingo is gorgeous. And then you're going to have your Flirty Flamingo flowers on your Whisper White, and it's going to really pop out. So that's just one idea of how you can use it. You could turn it this way. You can pop it up on dimensionals. You can glue it flat down onto your cardstock. You can glue it flat down. Then you can make a layer on it for your sentiment. Let's say we wanted a sentiment, and we're going to do a really nice little sentiment. We're going to punch it out with the Everyday Label Punch. Okay, I've got my Flirty Flamingo. I have Whisper White, Flirty Flamingo, Whisper White. How about us taking another piece of Flirty Flamingo? Let's punch us out a label. Now, this will be perfect to put your sentiment on, stamp your sentiment on, and put it on your card. This is the piece you can pop up. Skills are crooked too. Your math skills are crooked too. You're so funny, Kathy. You are so funny. Kathy's math skills are crooked too. Anyway, you stamp your sentiment on here. And you know what you could do? You could always take the Flirty Flamingo, grab you a dauber, and ink around this in the Flirty Flamingo. Kind of make it stand out a little bit more from your Whisper White. You've got your flowers here. You have your flowers here. And then you've got this piece. Little bit of inking on the edge. Your sentiment. Stamp it in the Memento Tuxedo Black. And that will really make it pop. Pop it up with dimensionals somewhere on your card front. Me, I always go for the inside also. So I would take the same, make the same size of the Flirty Flamingo to go on the inside of my card. Then I would take Whisper White, make me a second layer probably would be the same size as the one I use on the front, even if it is smaller. And then I would either use that for my sentiment on the inside, or I like to use 4 by 2 3/4 size to write my sentiment on. I could take a piece of Flirty Flamingo, cut it at 4. Whoops, that's not going to work. We're going to go 2 3/4 first. And then we're going to flip it around and cut it at 4. Now, this is the size I like for my sentiment piece on the inside. Although I do use bigger size lots of times. Y'all have seen me do that on Monday evenings whenever I do my Facebook Live. But this is just a nice piece, and especially if you're not going to write a whole lot. Sometimes I'm not a real wordsy person. And so this is perfect for me when I'm not being wordsy. And, you know, I can say, happy birthday, hope your day was wonderful, love you, you know. Hope you are feeling better, I am praying for you. Anything like that, you know, that I'm not going to be real wordsy on. But now if I'm going to be real wordsy, I need a bigger piece. So, you know, just your preference. That's all it is, your preference. So if I went with this size here, and I went with this size on the Whisper White on the inside, see, my Flirty Flamingo in the 4 by 2 3/4 is perfect. I have a nice frame around it with the Whisper White, then a very nice frame around the Whisper White with this bottom base card layer. I'm going to get it out of my mouth right in just a second. This bottom cardstock layer has got a nice border around the Whisper White then, and then goes onto your card on the inside and makes it really look nice. You can stamp a sentiment in here and then write your message on the, you know, down below it. What I would do is probably I would stamp this back in the Flirty Flamingo with those same flowers. I might even put a flower or two along the edge of the Whisper White, and probably one down in the corner on my Flirty Flamingo sentiment piece. That way it ties it in with everything that you have on the front of your card, because I like to tie my insides in with my outside where it would all match together. Okay. Now, if you're doing the 3 by 3, what I would do then is, we're still going to stick with this Flirty Flamingo since that's what I've got here. This is exactly square, 3 by 3. I would probably come in, say, 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Teeny tiny border here. I need to swap out my blade, I think. I'm getting little raggy edges. That would give me a little tiny border, which is fine. That's all I need on a 3 by 3 card, is a little tiny border. That's the same principle as the smaller border on the A2 card here. You know? Then this is the piece, and, oh, excuse me, I am so sorry. That's too small. Then you can cut one for the inside also. So you can have it the front and the inside with your Flirty Flamingo. Or any color. Now, I'm not telling you have to use Flirty Flamingo, guys. That's just what I'm using. So you can stamp something on here. You can put flowers. If it's for a child's birthday gift, put something that is, you know, for a child on here. And then on the inside, if it's for their birthday, you can do happy birthday on the inside and write a little message to them. Stampin' Up! Does sell the 3 by 3 envelopes that these will go in. So see, you can't say, well, I don't have an envelope for 3 by 3. Well, Stampin' Up! Sells them. So there you go. You have an envelope for your card also, and you can stamp on your envelope. I've stamped on 3 by 3 envelopes before. So talk about the envelopes. This is our medium standard Whisper White envelope. We have them also in the Very Vanilla to go with the Very Vanilla. And Very Vanilla does have a thick cardstock also. Anyway, I love to stamp my envelope. And I usually stamp it in this corner, especially if I'm mailing it. That way, we've got enough room for my address here, who I'm sending it to, the stamp, and it's not hindering anything with something stamped over here. Yes, I have stamped things over here also, but on the norm, I use this corner here and stamp something. If I was making flowers on here, I would use the Flirty Flamingo ink, stamp one of the same flowers that I was using for my card on my envelope. That ties everything in together and just makes it look so nice. And people appreciate that. It's impressive to them. And you know, it could impress them enough that they'll say, oh, I love what you have done. Could you show me how to do that? Hey, great opportunity. Okay, now the next thing I want to talk about is going down in sizes. Some people don't understand the inches and the fractions of an inch. Right here is the 1 inch mark. If we go up to this next edge, that is 1 1/16. The next one is 1 1/8. The next one is 1 2/16. The next one, you could say, oh, that is 1 2/8. Well, it's 1 1/4 also. Then the next on up until we get to this one, that is 1 2/4 or 1 1/2. Then we keep on coming up till we get to here and we have 2 inches. So each little notch is a 1/16 of an inch. So if you're going by 1/16, go down 1. If you're going by 8, go down 2. If you're going by 4ths, go down 4. And so on. Whenever you're wanting to size your cardstock to go on. Hi, Jessie. To go on your cards. Okay, now I am going to show you how to use the Big Shot. Now, I'll tell you, I thought I had a regular embossing folder. But it seems like all of my embossing folders are the textured ones. That's the thicker ones. So I'm going to show you how to use those. I am going to be using this Pine Wood Planks Dynamic Textured Impressions embossing folder. It means it gives it a good deep embossing. This is a 6x6 embossing folder. If you have a regular whatever, those that you get at Hobby Lobby are not Big Shots. They are, I can't remember the brand that they are. 6x6 embossing folders will not fit in those embossing machines or cutting machines. They will not. Our Stampin' Up! Big Shot, these will fit in them. So we're going to go with this crumb cake, and I am going to cut it 6x6 so that I can show you that this whole embossing folder will emboss a whole 6x6 sheet of cardstock, and it will go through the Big Shot. Okay, let's move this stuff right here out of the way. Take it out of the plastic here. Now, you see what I mean by it being thick? Look how thick it is. A regular embossing folder is nowhere near this thick. These are, and the embossed on the inside of the embossing folder is so deep you can feel it, you can hear it. It is very deep. So we are going to take that. We are going to get our Big Shot, bring it over. When we emboss, we use our standard Big Shot plate. So we put that down first. On the norm, when you emboss, if you have a regular embossing folder, you would use 2 standard plates. I know my plates are terrible. And you would put one standard plate down, put the embossing folder down, put the other plate on top, and run it through your machine. These textured embossing folders are so thick that you cannot use 2 standard plates. You can only use 1. And what you need to do is take your cardstock piece. Take your mister. Now this is important. Take your mister and mist your cardstock, because if you don't, you stand the chance that because this embossing folder is so deep that it can crackle your paper and it not look professional then. So we're just going to stick our cardstock right in here. We are going to fold our embossing folder. Oops, I stuck it up too far. We're going to come down so it will be even. It's going to be even all around. Now, when you put your embossing folder in your Big Shot, you're going to lay it down with the fold of your embossing folder towards the inside of your Big Shot, because you don't want to take any chances of the ends getting pulled up and breaking your embossing folder. So we're going to lay that down like that. We're going to put our one standard plate, the only one we're using when you use the textured embossing folders, one standard plate and the regular embossing Big Shot standard plate. And we are going to roll it through our Big Shot like this. And now we have it. Now I want you to look. Now you can see where it's wet. You can now take your heat gun if you want to, put it on number 1 and dry this. But usually if you go ahead and you get this done and you finish up your card while this is drying, it doesn't take it that long to dry. But see how that impresses that? Is that not gorgeous? And do you know what else you can do with this? You can come back. You could come back with the a sponge dauber and the crumb cake ink and just lightly dab over these raised areas on your embossed sheet here and give them a little more defined color and make it really pop out then, and that just pull that color out and really make it stand out. And I just love this embossing folder. So that's why I chose that, because I can use this for something. And if you are not wanting to use the whole 6x6, which I don't normally make 6x6 cards. I'm going to set the Big Shot over there for just a moment. We'll get it back out in just a minute. I don't normally make 6x6 cards. So you can take this 6x6. Excuse me. I would probably use this and take it and give it a, probably a 4 1/8 trim here. Yep, I'll probably trim it at 4 1/8. Come back. Trim it at 5 3/8. And I did that wrong. I'm going to show y'all what I did wrong. Well, I could, you know what I could always do. Let me see. Let me find those. I could use it this way on this. We can make this card go this way and use it just like this. I really was trying to do it this way, but I cut it the wrong way. But that's okay. It can be used just like this. Our other card, we can always open this one this way also and use it in that direction. Or you can cut it the other way so that your lines go this way. You just have to think just a moment, and I didn't think long enough. That was what I was wanting to do, but that's okay. This is just fine, just like this. And this still makes a very pretty card. And this can be your background. You can use a label, make your sentiment on it. You can also use a, let's see, I know what we'll do. We are going to use a piece. Let me show y'all how to do the dies now. I'm going to take this standard plate off, set it back over here. I'm going to get my magnetic plate. I'm going to tell you I love this magnetic plate. It holds my die in place a lot better than sometimes I will put my top plate on and I scoot it. So, anyway, we are going to use, I think we're going to use a layering square. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to use, let's see, I think I'm going to use one scallop, and one regular. That's the way I like to use them. But what you're going to do, I'm going to layer these, so I want 2 different sizes. I want my square to be smaller than my scallop. Now, these are the layering squares framelits dies. They're awesome. You can get them in ovals. You can get them in circles. And this is, no, that's the same size. I want it smaller than that. Let's see. I think I'm going to go this size right here. All right. I am going to take my smallest square, and I'm going to take a piece of, that's the envelope. I'm going to cut down a piece of this Whisper White cardstock. I'm just going to cut it probably about 3.5. It's okay. You just want to scrap, probably, and I'm going to lay it right here. And then I'm going to use my scalloped, but I'm going to do it in the Flirty Flamingo. Used up all my big pieces, so let me grab me another piece. Sure, I have a scrap that's big enough here. Cut it a little smaller. Now, your groove on your dies is what goes down. You are welcome, Debbie. You always put, like I said, I use my magnetic plate. Of course, you can use your standard Big Shot plate too. But I use my magnetic plate. I use a standard plate. I lay my dies down with the groove down. See the groove? See all the scallops? They've got to be down so they will cut the paper in that scallop design. We're going to use another standard plate to lay on top, like this. Whoopsie, I'm scooting. I'm going to hold it. We're going to roll it through our Big Shot. And I'll tell you what, one thing I just love my Big Shot. You don't have to have electricity. No electricity for it. It runs without it. It's arm power. And here we have our square, our scallop square. Stamp your sentiment here. Put it on your scallop square. Pop it up. Then you could put it on your card like this. You can put it in any direction you want. If you want to angle it like this, you could do it like this. You could punch you some ink you some flowers on here. Stamp some flowers on it. Put it on here. Come back with a piece like this for the sentiment. You know, you don't have to say, all right, this is my sentiment piece. I've got to punch some words on here. No, you don't have to. You can use this as a focal point with some flowers, with a heart, or anything like that, and then come back with something. And you would want something a little smaller than this on this card front because of the fact that it's going to overlap. Unless you want to come down here with it. You could come down here with it and put this size up here, but it still looks a little crowded to me. So I would probably want something a little smaller than that. So we could go with something a little smaller. Let me see if I have something here that we could do smaller with. Okay. Let's see. I know I've got a punch. I know I have a punch. Let's, Alright, I think we are going to go with the classic label punch. I'll show you some tricks with this punch right here. Alright, we're going to pop this piece in. We're going to punch it out. Then I'm going to shake the rest of that out. Okay, say we really want our piece to go right here. This is what we've got our pretty stuff stamped on. And we want to put this here. That is a perfect size. What if we decide we want to use this on our 3x3 card? We can do that. But we really don't want it to go all the way across. We want it a little smaller because we've got something really big stamped on the front of here and it takes up most of the space. We can make this smaller. You can punch or you can ink and stamp your sentiment over here. And say it takes up maybe this much room. Then you've got all this space right here you want to get rid of. All you got to do is take whoopsie, I'm doing it wrong. How did I do that? I know I did this. I did it and it went down in here. You can take it and look at it. It is just not wanting to go in there like I want it. There it goes. We're going to do it over here. We've got our sentiment on this side. On this side that I bent up. Put it in there. Come up to as closest to the sentiment as you want. Give it a little punch. It's smaller. And this is perfect for when you have a very small space that you want to put a sentiment on. Or, looky here. You can use this for a flag or as an arrow. You can always use these little things for something. But if you want it big like this, that's going to go on here and look nice. You can use it on here if on the 3x3 if you want to. But you'll probably want to punch it in the Whisper White when you're going to put it on a Flirty Flamingo instead of the Flirty Flamingo. And it'll look awesome. Okay. Now then, if you are wanting to cut a die to go with a stamp image that you have, let's see. Let me find something and I will stamp it and I will show you how that works. All right. Monday we stamped this tree right here. Love it, love it, love it. So I am going to stamp this tree and then I am going to use the framelit and cut it out and show you how that works. So we're going to take it. We're going to take, that's my envelope. For some reason or other I want to grab that envelope. We're going to take this piece of Whisper White thick. We are going to, get an E-block. We're going to get our stamp on our E-block. Excuse me. Let's see. I think we're going to use this shaded spruce. This is a beautiful dark green. And we're going to ink this tree up. And in this dark spruce, well, shaded spruce. It's a darker color. I love it. Okay, and of course, I had to ink my finger. What is it if I don't? I've got to do that. Let's get some of it off. All right, now then, we're going to stamp it onto our cardstock, just like so. And just a second, let me do not get any spreads on my stamping scrub so I could clean my stamp with. Move this stuff out of the way. We're going to get our big shot back over here. We are going to lay down our piece of cardstock. We are going to take the Nature's Roots Framelits dies, because now this is from the Rooted in Nature card set, and the Nature's Roots Framelits dies are made to go with this set. And see, we have this die that's shaped like that tree. We're going to turn it over where the groove is over the tree, and then you're going to line it up how you want it. And it's going to have a white border around it, but that's okay. You're going to line it up to have the border as even around it as you can get it. Then we are going to lay our other plate on there. I'm going to scoot it forward here, and we're going to run it through. And voila. Our tree is cut out. Now it is ready to use in any way that you want to. So, there you are. Thank you, Debbie. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So now we can use that if we want to. We could use it on this card right here. It would be okay. I probably would not. I would probably want it. Let's see. Let's find our layers here. We could go this way with it. Let me move my big shot. Let's put it over here in its little spot so it's not right in our way. We could put this down, then this down. Let me get my liquid glue. Okay, I like to use the Tombow Mono liquid glue. It's my favorite. Okay, I'm going to even this up like this. Now that's a funky background for a tree, I know. I like to use the balmy blue. Then, you know what I would do with this tree? I would pop it up. I wouldn't use it like that. I wouldn't want to put it straight down to my cardstock. I would have to pop this tree up because it's got to have some dimension to the tree. So I would do it like this right here. And you know what I just realized? I forgot to close my crafty room door. But my babies have been so good. Finally. Miss Cleo has been naughty this morning. I've had to get on to her. She just can't leave the potty pad alone. Bless her heart. It just fascinates her too much. She thinks she's got to chew it all up. Anyway, I'm going to stick the rest of it back down there because, hey, I'm not throwing that away where I cut this off because I need a smaller piece for right here. So we're going to take the backings off this dimension. Now, I didn't think about this card. I didn't even think about making a card for y'all this morning. I was just going to do the tutorial, show y'all how to use the Big Shot, show y'all how to do your measuring and for your card base and your layers. And but what is it without, if you don't make a card? You know, I can't go without making a card. So, I'm just going to put it right here. Now, this probably is not going to be my best card in the world. I'm even going to cut this down because this is the 1/8 inch shorter. This is the 4th. So, I am going to go ahead, cut this down where it will be the same size as that card base. So, the inside measures the same as the outside. Then we are going to go ahead and I'm not going to use this piece. I am going to cut a piece of Whisper White in a different size as a back. No, I'm not. I'm just going to stamp on this one. We're just going to do some stamping on this one. We're not even going to use the Whisper White at all. Okay? All right. Now, what we're going to do, this is just a throw together. I don't know what I am making card. Let's see. Let me get the other half of the Rooted in Nature. This set comes in 2. I'm going to, I think, we're going to put You Are Wonderful. Let's get, I think the H block will be perfect. We're going to get our Memento Tuxedo Black. Make sure it's on here straight. No, it's crooked. Okay, I'm going to, okay. I just wanted to get an idea of which direction I needed to turn it to get it more straight. I should have done this before I attached the layer to my card base. Okay, that could have been a little better, but I'm not going to fuss about it. I mean, you know, this is last moment hair. So, you are wonderful. That's what y'all are. Y'all are wonderful. I thank y'all for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Okay, then, we are going to do Be Strong, Be Happy, Be You. Alright, we just need a small, we're going to use a bead block for this. And the Memento Tuxedo Black. Ooh, okay, I gotta ink that up really good for that to show. Yeah, really, really good. And we're going to stamp that right there. Okay. Now, to tie this in to the front, I am going to take my tree, my shaded spruce, and stamp up this side just a little bit. We're going to come right down here because I'm not doing the whole tree on there. I'm just going to do some of it like that. Okay? Then we're going to do our envelope. And we're just going to do it just like I did the envelope Monday. Down here in the little corner, I did it with this same method. Since I used this one Monday. And we're just going to do a little bit down here. That ties it all in. Okay? Now then, we're going to use our liquid glue again. We're going to put this layer in. Just like this. Now, oodles of room to write whatever you want to. You're encouraging this person to be strong, be happy, and be them because they are wonderful. Now, you're going to give this to a woman. I know you are. That's what I probably will do. Well, at some point or another, somebody's going to get this, and it probably will be a woman. So let's give it a little bling. I mean, why not? That's what bling is for. So, let's go with glitter bling. Let's go with our glitter enamel dots. Why not? They're lovely. They're gorgeous. I love them. I'm going to get my pierce tool. Find what I've done with it. Well, it's supposed to be in its home over here, and I do not see it. Okay, if you cannot find your pierce tool to use it, use your scissors. Use them plenty of times. Okay, I know this is not the same color of green, but I'm not worried about that. You know, I don't worry about it if it's the same color or not sometimes. Just plop them on here somewhere. It's going to look good anyway. Now, I want one on the inside, so I got 3 on the front. We're going to put one on the inside. I think I'll put it right over here because it's got part of the tree down there. And there we have a card. Just like that. See? Now, okay. We have another card base. We've got to use it, don't we? So, let's go ahead and let's use this card base here. But, let's use a different color. Let's go from the Flirty Flamingo and let's do, let me see. Let's do, let me see what color we can use. What about let's use lovely lipstick? You know, let's use some lovely lipstick. I think that will be, oh gosh, y'all need to see my spot over here. It is so bad. So bad. So bad. So we're going to go this way with this card. We're going to go long. So we're going to cut our cardstock. We're going to come this way. This is 5 1/2 this way. So we're going to come 5 3/8 like this. Then this is 4 1/2 this way. 5 1/2, 4 1/2. We are going to, this is 4 1/4. This is not 4 1/2. I'm very sorry. 5 1/2, 4 1/4. I'm going to come 4 1/8 in. I'm going to do the same with this piece, 4 1/8. That way my inside piece is the same size. Now, I know I want some Whisper White on here. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and use another piece of Whisper White thick. I want to, you know, I could always use this piece right here. Would that not look lovely on here? Angle it. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay this on the side. We may use it. We may not. We will see. Okay. Now, lovely lipstick. Let's do what I said before. Let's do some flowers on here. That not be gorgeous? Let me find the flowers I want to use. Let me find them. Let me see. Okay. Flowers. You know, if you have a lot of flowers, and you can have a hard time deciding which flowers you want to use. That's my problem at the moment. You know what? This would be pretty on there. In fact, let's look at, whoopsie. We can use the sentiment from there also. So what we are going to do is we are going to use this piece right here. We are going to get a, nope, D-block's not going to work. It's a little small. We're going to get an E-block. We're going to take our lipstick red ink and our lipstick red cardstock. We're going to ink this up. We're going to make our background paper. Look at there. Is that not gorgeous? Whew, I'm going to move that card. I'm going to end up with lipstick red on it. And there's no rhyme or reason on how you can do this. You can do it in any direction that you want. You can do this in any colors you want. You don't even have to use the lipstick red on the lipstick red. I just like it that way. And the thing is, you're going to cover some of this up. And I know that. And but that's okay too. You know, that's okay too. Let's see. Let's go this direction. That'll cover more with it going that direction. And less off of the cardstock. Ooh, I got something on it. I don't know what that is. Okay, now then, we're going to come in right here with this one. Alright. And like I said, I would probably do this one. We're going to go around the edges here. We're just going to go the edges like this. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this away. Okay, we've got one little spot here that we want to just do like that. There we go. Now, let me clean this stamp off real quick. I tell you, any of the reds, you can really stain your stamps, but it does not matter. I always think it just shows that your stamps are well loved and well used. So I am going to now go in with, this is going to be my sentiment piece. This is the piece that we cut at 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And I am going to stamp some of these flowers on it also. And look at it. It has a watercolor look. Are these not, this is not gorgeous? I love it. Because it means it doesn't. You think, oh my gosh, I did not push this stamp down hard enough. It did not cover thick. It didn't, it's not hard. This stamp set is. Whoopsie. It gives it a watercolor look. And I love that. Okay, I'm going to clean our stamp for the moment. That's what we're going to do at this moment. And see, this is going to go right here. See, it all ties in. Every bit of it ties in right there. This is going to be our inside. We are going to cut. Let me give me a baby wipe and clean my hands just a moment. They feel dirty. Okay. Now then, we're going to take our Whisper White Thick. I knew I was going to have this. We are going to go, let me see, what did I say this was? This is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. So we're going to cut this piece of Whisper White, 4 1/2, 3 1/4. Now this is going to go on the inside of our card. Here. But it's going to go like this. And I think I did not do that right. Okay. I cut it 3 3/4 instead of 3 1/4. Ta-da! Now then. Yep, that's right. Right there. Okay, that's where our inside sentiment is going to go on. We are going to, I think I'm going to turn this I don't know. I like it this way. But we're going to cut a corner of this piece. We're going to use this run right here, but we are going to go ahead and do another scallop in this. But our scallop is going to be in the lipstick red. So I'm going to cut a small piece of it to do our scallop in. I'm going to lay it over here. Let me get our big shot back over here. We're going to get our scallop and lay it face down. Whoopsie, let me close this. I'll either have my hands in it or something. Okay. I cut this piece a little bit smaller, but that's okay. It still fits. As long as the edges are on your paper, it's going to fit there, and it's going to cut it out like it's supposed to. Let's run it through our big shot real quick. Okay, let's take our big shot home over here where it belongs. Now we have our scallop. Now then, lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, I think, let's see what we could stamp on here. To be like the tree. Well, since we're using lipstick red, and this is just so nice and it's so sweet, we're going to use Life is So Much Better With You in It. What do y'all think? I like that. All right, we're going to get a seat block here for this, and we are going to stamp this in yes. Oh, your husband is watching too, Debbie. Your cousin. Oh, how sweet. Anyway, I am going to stamp it in the lipstick red. I'm going to make sure I've got it on my block straight. We're going to stamp it right smack dab in the middle. Look at there. Oh, I love that. I love it. You know, I'll tell you, sometimes you can just take a, just something and just put something together, even if you don't know what you're making or what you are doing, and you can still put it together and it be lovely. Okay, I think while I've got this out, I'm going to go ahead and get my envelope, because I want to stamp my envelope real quick. And we are going to get our stamp here, and I think I want this area right here. So I'm going to ink up that part, and I'm just going to get this corner of my envelope. Okay, I didn't get as much of it as I thought I was going to, but that's still enough. It ties it in with our card. Okay, close our ink pad, because I don't want to be wearing lovely lipstick today. I'm not even a lipstick person. In fact, I'm not a makeup person. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to put our card base on. I'm going to use our liquid glue. In fact, you know what? I'm going to use my Snell adhesive. That way y'all know, because some people love the Snell adhesive. What I loved was the Fast Fuse whenever we had it, and we don't have it anymore. But, whoa. Y'all see exactly what I'm doing. I am putting that on the wrong side. I am very disappointed in myself. I think what I'm going to do, I may have to, no, I can get that off. I can get it off. There it goes. Mistake. Learn from mine. This is the thing about live. You see my mistakes. I am human. I make them. And that's still part of art. We make mistakes. We're not perfect. There's only one person that walked this earth that was perfect, and that was Jesus Christ. So, I know I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be. I'm going to flip it over now, and we're going to use our Snell adhesive on here. We're going to just do it down. I like to do it on all four sides whenever it's a bigger piece, so that I know it's going to stay. And we're going to open up our card base, and I'm going to lay this down and center this the best I can. Now, you see, this is, see, now I'm telling you, I told you. So the one thing I like about the liquid glue is because I've got more of a border over here than I do over here. I could scoot it, because it gives you a moment to scoot it. Snell doesn't give you that moment. So, it's out of whack. but that's okay. That is art. That's a part of art. It's not nothing. It doesn't not have to be perfect. So now we are going to go here with this. This is our inside. That. Now, this is our, this could be our layer on the inside. This is our layer on the front. Never mind. This is not our layer on the inside. This is our layer on the front. We are going to catty corner it. I was going to pop this up, wasn't I? No, I'm going to catty corner it, and I'm going to put it down flat because I'm going to pop this up. Not this piece, but both of them together. This one you can use just maybe 3 or 2. You don't have to go all the way around if you don't want to, because that's just going right here. It's not a huge piece. I'm going to put that down. Now then, I'm going to clean this off right here. Alrighty. My adhesives. And I'm telling you, I love these dimensionals. I love my stuff to be pumped up, but I do not like saggies. So I always have to have enough. See, it doesn't sag, so that works. So we're going to do that. And whew, I tell you, I have got a huge mess. A huge mess. That's what happens whenever part of this is not planned. Now, you can go ahead and you can put this on straight. You could catty corner it. You could catty corner it this way. But I like to put these on straight like this. Right there. Ta-da! Now, we need inside. So, we are going to take a piece of this Whisper White thick. I am going to do a 4. Using my trimmer. Yep, I have got to change my blade. This thing is being aggravating. 4 by 2 3/4. That's going to go right here. We're going to see, what did we do? Life is so much better with you in it. And I'm going to put stamp, I just love you. Yep, I just love you. It's like I love y'all. I just love doing this for y'all. I love that y'all come and watch me do my crazies. And I'm going to just go ahead and grab a D block because that's right there on top. I am going to stamp it in the lipstick red. So see, all we have, the colors we have today on this card, lipstick red, Whisper White. That's it. We don't have any other colors. And it all goes together. It all coordinates. It's almost on here straight. I think just angle down just a smidge here. Just like that. Maybe straight. Look at there. It is straight. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. You know what else we got to do? We got to put a little bit of this flower on here. I think we're going to go with this part right here. See how much of it that I can get on here. I just want it in this corner right down here, because we got to tie this in with the front of our card. Ta-da! Now, we're going to close this up before I'm wearing it. All right. Now, we're going to go ahead. We're going to continue to use our snail, since that's what we're using. So I'm just going to use 3 stripes of it right there, since this is not a bigger piece. We're going to lay it right down here in the center. And, oh my gosh, I got a little bit of lipstick red out further than my flower. But anyway, there we go. There's that card. Real fast, real simple. I'll fret off the poop my head. Here's the other one. So, caught you in between. Oh, hi, Carrie. I'm glad you stopped in. Hi, Susan. Hi, Susan. Anyway, here we are. So, that is the, that's how you cut your cardstock. That's how you do your layers. That's how you use your big shot. And this is what I made because I did. So, I hope that helps someone. I know it's going to help my friend. I know she's not on here right now, but I will message her and let her know that I've done this for her. And because I told her that I would, and I wanted to do it for y'all. And anyone else that just was not real sure about the measurements and how to use your Big Shot and to do your dies and your embossing. So, if you have any friends that they want a little tutorial, just send them my way. Just send them my way. And I'll have this up on my YouTube channel after a while. My YouTube channel is Sharon Swafford. And but then they can always come to the Pray and Stamper here on Facebook. Oh, red ink. Oh yeah, I understand, Barb. It does. You get it on you. Of course, now I got shaded spruce on me today. Whoops, I did get lipstick red. I have to get it on me. I cannot ink without it for some reason or another. But anyway, there is our projects. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. And if you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be on use today on my Stampin' Up! Online store. It would, excuse me, it's up there in that corner, right up there. Y'all know where my finger's at. Right up yonder in that corner. Click on it. Takes you right straight to my online store. It says shop now. So you could go there and shop now and buy everything that I have used this morning. So there you are, guys. I will see y'all Monday evening, 7 Central, right here on the Pray and Stamper. And I'm going to work on something today to show y'all Monday. I have not decided what yet. So I want y'all to have a blessed day. And enjoy your day. Get in your crafty room if you've got time. I mean, yeah, there's nothing like crafting. It's wonderful. I love to do it on my day off. I've got several things I need to do. I've got some business to do for my WMU group this afternoon. And then, but in between laundry, I'm going to craft. So y'all have, you're welcome, Debbie. Y'all have a blessed day. Have an awesome week. Wonderful weekend. And I will see y'all Monday evening, 7 p.m. Central Time. Bye.